Hello and welcome back. Even here in Riverdale, we faint? Oh, jeez. Welcome back, friends. We're right outside the guest rooms after we spoke with Aragorn regarding using the shards of Narsil to reforge it. And of course, if you've guys seen my previous episode, we know what the issues are with that. And now we'll have to talk to Elrond about it. And I'm not quite sure whether after that we have to do a lot more related to that. If we have to, then we'll leave Rivendell because we need to go back to dwelling in Evendim and continue our adventures there in that region. We don't want to miss stuff there. Beautiful here though. The Bridge of Rivendell, yes indeed. So I guess I'm taking on a little excursion here, even though we've seen this before, but it's just so breathtaking that, it's worth riding. Again, it's not a long ride. We're almost to Elrond's library. So again, to recap, we'll talk to Elrond now. We'll finish that quest. If he sends us on a long errand, then we'll accept that, but we won't do it now. Then we'll return to Evendim and continue our adventures there. So here I just have to rely on my feet to go to Elrond's library, but that's not a problem. It's not too long to get there, and after that we should be on our way no matter what. So let's see. Oh, the doors are already open. Somebody opened the doors for us. Wonderful, great. So let's see. Can we just jump down here? Yeah, why not? And here is Master Elrond. Okay.
A strange fate brings you hither.
Aragorn has traveled many roads since his early failure in the tomb of his great ancestor. Oh yes, we learned quite a bit of lore about Aragorn himself and his youth. What would Gwyndeth make of him now, I wonder? You look puzzled, young one. Oh yes, I am puzzled. I'm almost always puzzled. But that's a good quality, I think. Do not despair. I will explain my words to you and give counsel to him whom I once called Estel.
Hope is not in vain.
Wow, we completed a deed. Okay. You did be stout. Okay, Pilgrim of Evendim. Okay. Interesting. Anyways, virtual capture reached. So we should do fidelity next, I guess. Aragorn came to us when he was only 2 years of age, his father Arathorn having been slain by the arrows of the orcs. Gilren feared for her child's safety, and brought him to Imladris, seeking to keep the fact of his birth from the eyes of the enemy. I bade Gilren keep his true name and lineage secret, and she called him instead Estel or Hope. Nice. When he reached 20 years of age, I saw that he had come early to manhood, and I gave to him knowledge of his lineage and the name his father had given him, Aragorn, a strong name. Does it mean strong? I actually don't know. Full of hope was he on that day, but he soon would be laid low with love far above his station. For walking in the woods near sunset of the next day, he encountered Arwen, my daughter, and was stricken with love for her. Oh, are you saying that your family is far above Aragorn's family? Far above his station? Are you implying that, Elrond? Okay. I mean, you're half-elven after all, but, I don't know. I do not know why he went to Anuminas, but I always, and by the way, Anuminas is in Evendim where we're headed next. I mean, not to Anuminas right away, but it is in Evendim. Anyways, but I always believed he made the journey to prove to himself he was worthy of loving such a maid. Such a maid. He went to that ancient city, long deserted, in the company of my sons, and with Calenglad, a ranger that came at times to Imladris. Calinglad did not return from Aragorn's journey to the city of his fathers. Stop breaking your bones, giant bears. And when next I saw Aragorn, the experience had left its mark upon him. Of course. Return to Aragorn and tell him that I agree the time has come for Narsil to be reforged, and I will give to it a new name, Andúril, Flame of the West. We will have need of its light before the end. Really? But what about the problem with the missing stone? You have no concerns about this? The city of his fathers?
Hope is not in vain.
Return to Aragorn and tell him of my decision. The time has come to reforge the sword as surely as Aragorn has himself already been reforged. Haha. Okay. Alright, guys, I'll see you back at Aragorn then. Alright, here we are back at Aragorn. Let's talk to him.
Greetings.
I'm glad that Master Elrond agrees with my decision, for his counsel is near to my heart. It is true that I journeyed in my youth to Annúminas, the city of my fathers. Even then it had stood empty for long years, but it was once the shining jewel of my people, and I desired to see it with my own eyes. I thought, too, that if I had recovered the scimitar that lay within Annúminas, the only one of the stones to remain in this bend of the world, I might reforge Narsil and prove myself worthy of the fate to which I had been born. Elladan and Elrohir accompanied me on my journey to Evendim, and my kinsman Calanglad also. He had sworn an oath to my father, and renewed it in my name before we departed. Much of the city had already been reclaimed by the waters of Lake Nenuyau when we arrived, and I despaired. I despaired of finding the scimitar within the flooded tomb where it lay. But lo, the maiden Gwyndet appeared before us, and charged me with the task to prove my worthiness of receiving the scimitar. My youthfulness betrayed me. Though I had the form of a man, I had not wisdom or experience, and Gwyndet found me wanting. Well, yes, sure. The scimitar was not to be mine that day. When I stood before the flooded passage of Elendil's empty tomb on the outskirts of Annúminas, I believed it right that Narsil be reforged. I could not understand why Gwyndet refused me access to the scimitar. Now I believe I understand. Yes,
Greetings.
tell me more. Long years have passed, and I have not seen Calanglad since that day. He did not return with me. He had become enamored of Gwyndet and Lake Nenuyau, and chose to remain behind. I offered to free him from his oath to me, but he refused, saying, "You are my lord and have power over me, but I ask that you allow me to remain here. I will keep watch over the city and safeguard the lake until such time as you return. In this way I will uphold my oath." You are my lord and have power over me? Yeah, that's most of where the world's problems start. When people believe they have power over other people, benevolent or not. Calanglad has remained at Tinodir ever since. I would rejoice to speak with him again, but preparations are underway for a journey of great danger and importance, more important even than the reforging of Narsil, and I cannot journey to Annúminas. But you, my friend, you can bring to Calanglad my words and tell him that we now have true need of the scimitar where once we did not. Bring this letter to Calanglad, Bassador, and remember that you act in my stead. You are my agent to Tinodir, an island on the eastern shore of Lake Nenuyau in Evendim, and we speak with one voice. Perfect segue then, guys. Great. Always remember that respect cannot be bought, but must be earned. Yeah, and you always remember that power is an illusion. There is no power over other people unless they believe so. Do not undervalue it, and we shall yet see Andúril forged from the shards of Narsil. The flame of the West, huh? Again, it's like, well, West versus East versus North versus South, no unification. The flame of the West, whatever. Okay, regardless, we shall bring Aragorn's letter to Calanglad in due time. Calenglad remained.
Greetings.
Calenglad is at Tinudir on the shores of Lake Nunuyao in Evendim, far to the west. Give him my letter, and I hope he will aid you in recovering the Silitar. Wow, it's not just west, it's north too. Remember this too, that respect cannot be bought. Yes. Okay, I shall remember that for you, Aragorn. Now it looks like we can read the letter, so let's do it. Since we're privy to the whole story, I don't think anybody would mind for us to read the letter. Aragorn's letter. Calenglad, it has been too many years. Young I was when I last stood with you in Men Erain, before the tomb of Elendil, my forefather, and bid you farewell. Many roads have I travelled since that day, and many evils fought, but the path now beneath my feet, and the foes arrayed before me, are more dangerous than ever I have faced. The time has come for strength. The light of Narsil must be rekindled. You know of what I speak, Calenglad. The Silitar must be recovered. I am ready to take up the burden that has been set before me, but Gwyndet must give me her approval, or that readiness will mean nothing. The bearer of this letter acts as my agent and speaks with my voice. Verify the authenticity of its carrier in the common way of the Dunedain. Ooh, how would he do it? Evendim and Nunuyao are in my thoughts, Calenglad. I hope that you are well. Aragorn, son of Arathorn, Lord of the Dunedain. And lords have power. Okay, so that's great. Let's just travel to Old Barton then. And eventually we'll make our way to Calenglad within Evendim. It won't be the first thing we do, or even the second, or the third, or the fifth, or the fourth, but wait, fourth, fifth? I cannot count in order. Very funny. In any case, here we are back in Olberton. So let me just show you on the map, guys. So we were all the way here in Rivendell within the troll shows, and now we're in Evendim, which is not just west, but northwest, as you can see. Okay, now in Evendim here is Anuminas, and we're here. We're not that far, though adventures will first take us here to the town of Dwalling. Dwalling, actually. So it's so fine and well. Those are body vending quests that we have on us, so that's perfect. So this was a perfect segue. I was happy that we didn't have to dwell too long in Rivendell and get too used to its beauty and stuff, you know? Because that wouldn't have been that nice, if you know what I mean. Wait a second, why am I climbing up back to the farmer's place here? No, no, no. Did all the quests we wanted here, or that we had to do. But now, well, now our fate is no longer in our hands. Wow, we miraculously survived that fall with no injuries. Hey, that's just fine with me. Okay. You know, I was just planning to ride to Dwalling on the road, the proper road, but this was the road that took me to my old quests, I guess, and somehow the boar maybe sensed that we have to go once again there and do more Hobbit quests, but no, my dear boar, we have to ride this way. Stonecrop Tor. By the way, okay, maybe we have to fight those wolves. I wonder if we have covered any exploration deeds within Evendim or not yet. Let's check on that. Let's check. So it doesn't look like Pilgrim of Evendim, complete quests. No, it doesn't look like we have any exploration deeds active yet, so that's fine. Then we can just keep going without worrying about that. So hello there, Goblin. And so if you remember, we were around here looking for those bucks last time because we need some meat to lure the large wolf. So we've already been here, but we haven't been any further afield. So Let's go on the proper path for a change. And it doesn't look like we're too far from dwelling. Yeah, it looks like this is the place, huh? Okay. And who that might be? Hopefully not a nameless NPC. Ah, Grimrick Brockhouse. How happy am I to see
How
you.
do you do?
And the fact that you have a real name fills my heart. No, not really, you're just an NPC, but still. I'm excited that you have a name. I simply don't know what to do. Are you a hobbit and that's why? Okay. Sometimes I feel that the same way, buddy, but you know. So this is the glassblowers camp, okay. Let's talk to Hop Hillbro. Our poor town is going to pieces. Why? Did you get invaded by goblins or something? Don't worry, I'll help you.
It's been a foul day, it has.
I'm very happy to hear that the market is starting tomorrow, but I fear we'll not be able to make it. There is too much of food here to leave. I understand. Tell me more.
Might I speak with you a moment?
Mm-hmm. Champion, I beg your pardon, but I haven't any other to turn to in these dark times. Please hear me out. Dwalling has never been a rich town, but we have always gotten by on our own. Many of the best glass blowers in the Shire were found in these holes. Wow, glass blowers from the Shire? Really? My dad, before me, was a glass blower, best in the North and East Farthings, and I learned the trade from him. Recently, things turned for the worse for our little town. What with all the wild creatures about, folk are plain afraid of the northbounds nowadays. Most of the folk have moved away and sold off their property after business stopped. A hobbit out of the Westfarthing sent letters and contracts up this way, purchasing house and land, until he bought up almost the whole town. That's suspicious. That's when all the trouble began. See, and that's a hobbit who did this? That's interesting. It was a man or, some other race, I would understand, but hobbit doing that? I used to get my tools for glass blowing repaired by a dear old friend who lived in Dwalling, but he moved away not a week ago. Before he left, he swore he would finish fixing them up. If you would, head into Dwalling and see if he left them on his stoop. His hole was on the north side of town. The tools should be in a satchel or bag. I would be deeply in your debt. Dwalling's plight. Okay.
Well, the gall of some folk.
Have you gotten the satchel yet? Dwalling is just to the north of here. Don't worry. I'll go in there, but let me talk to more of your colleagues, your fellow friends, or whatever they are. Ronald Dwale.
Could I take a moment of your time?
Mm-hmm. It must have been the beginning of fall. Oh, you're just going straight for it. Great. I was with my son on the banks of the Brandywine, enjoying the sun, a fine meal, and a full pipe, while he sat and played with his favorite toy, a piece of lead fashioned into a small dog. Wow, lead, really? By the side of the river. My boy was very fond of this toy, but when it came time to leave, it wasn't anywhere to be found. I tried to console him with one of my stories. I created quite a wonderful tale about the toy's whereabouts, but if you're heading that way, perhaps you could search for it? Oh, the search for a lead toy, it's not good. Like if some pieces chip off and they get inhaled, bad, really bad stuff, or ingested. The toy has to be somewhere in the Barandalf, the sand marshes, north and east of Dwalling. I've heard that strange burrowing creatures have since inhabited the area. There's a good chance one of them could have swallowed it up, thinking it to be a food. Well, then they're dead now. Yeah, see? The dangers of ingesting lead. Find the small lead dog. Really? Lost dog.
Is there something I can do for you?
Did you find the toy yet? No, I have no intention to find it. The Barndorf is north and east of Dwalling. I mean, I'll find it for you, but I guess you're the parent. Just giving you a proper warning, though. And here is Brob Greeneaves. Let's talk to him as well.
Could I take a moment of your time?
Although not many know this, I heard about that business down south of here with the goblins. They're up to no good around these parts too. I swear I saw one of them kill one of them spiders and drag it back to their camp, though why they would want something so vile, I surely can't say. That's interesting. I wonder if those goblins consider spider a delicacy of some kind, though that thought makes me shudder. Then why have such thoughts? Maybe you ought to go out to their camp at Bleakleaf Crest, out south of here, and see if you can find that spider they dragged off. Mayhaps that spider corpse might tell us something about these goblins. Yeah, why would they behave in such a way and be brave enough to fight spiders? I don't know. Goblins and spiders.
It's been a foul day, it has.
The goblins' camp is south of here, in the Bleakleaf Crest. Go find that spider they dragged off. It might give us a clue as to what the goblins are up to. Okay. I never thought I would lose my home. Yeah, I'm sorry, glassblower. You're still making wonderful things, though, aren't you? Munderick Sandheaver.
Please, stay a moment.
Champion, I'm glad you have come by. We have been trying to slowly rebuild what we can. It has taken much effort, but I'm afraid you'll soon be all for naught. We're glassblowers here in Dwelling. Always have been, always will be. Well, I hope we always will be. We have been running gravely low on supplies as of late. The new townsfolk and creatures about the sands have kept us from venturing too far, huh? So the townsfolk are the goblins, right? We barely have enough to finish our next order. Of course you need sand for that, I get it. I used to get white sand for my glass blowing from a dear old friend who would travel into the Barandalf to the northeast of Dwelling, but he moved away not a week ago. If you would, travel up to the sand marshes and get me some. I would be deeply in your debt. Sand for the Flame. That's a good title.
Is there something I can do for you?
Have you found any sand yet, Basabur? The Barandalf is north and east of here. Yes, okay. So that's pretty good. We might even move our milestone to here, because why not? Okay. And then, let's check. I think this is plenty for an episode. Well, what do we have? We need to collect the satchel of glass blowing tools. So maybe we can do that. That should be fine. Wait a second, those are men. Chief's hunter? And a chief's worker, okay. Okay, that's fine. Now let's look for the satchel. Can't be too far. This is not a big location, really. A chief stalker, okay. And then, oh, I see the satchel. Maybe there's a chief's captain. Okay. Yes, you're tougher. So what? Wait, this is just a wooden chest with treasure and stuff. Okay. But I think this is the satchel. Satchel of glass-blowing tools. A bag containing tools needed for glass blowing. Very good. Let's do this. Collect the satchel of glass-blowing tools. Okay, that was easy. At least for us. Had to fight off a couple of nasty people here. Well, hopefully as I climb up and reach that giant tree. Wow, that's a giant tree. Look at the size of that trunk. Sunshine would return. Yes, it did. Thank you, tree. You brought the sunshine back for all of us here. Okay, let's talk to Hop Hillbro about the satchel. He'll be happy, I'm sure.
Huh, how rude.
What? Why do you say how rude? You have the tools? Very good. I can now get back to working again.
Could I take a moment of your time?
Now, this hobbit I was telling you about before, he let big men buy up all the land. Maybe he was scared. Right here in the Shire. I have talked to Ronald Dwale about sending a letter to Oathwill Whitfoot. Wait a minute, right here in the Shire? We're not in the Shire anymore. Not sure what he means by that. Anyways, I have talked to Ronald Dwale about sending a letter to Oathwill Whitfoot, the mayor, but I don't know what he can do against a sound contract like the one sent to my door. One of my dear friends, Pirlina Gamgee, oh, more of the Gamgee family, it's a big family, I guess, is away in the West Farding looking for a snug hole to start over in, and I told her that I would look after her home while she was away. Those new men in town have a foul look about them. Oh, yes, absolutely. And I don't much trust them, even if they claim to be here to help. If you could, go down and check on Perlina's Gamgee's residence just east of here in Dwalling. You look like you could hold your own if any of those ruffians gave you any trouble. Oh, yes, I can. Trouble in Dwalling.
How rude!
Perlina's Gamgee's residence is just east of here. Please make sure nothing has happened to her home. Fair enough, fair enough. All right, myself. All right, myself? Is that what I said? Oh, jeez. This guy simply doesn't know what to do again. Oh, man. We're losing it, guys. I meant to say, all right, my friends. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.